Yeah, guys, beast back to some obviously content, and today I'm going to be playing, or not playing, but it is over Rebirth. Anyway, so I'm going to be comparing Rebirth to its pre-renewal state because I did find a video I did over Invoke, renewal, Rebirth and Invoke, of course. Anyway, pre-renewal state, I'm going to be comparing it. So first things first is the main menu. So this right here is the current main menu. As you can see, we have Territory Wars, Story, Team, Summon, and Shop, and then of course all this stuff. And I'm just gonna have a little bit of video playing over the original, and from the original there was it seemed like 4 little options you could scroll through, and then also the normal icons on the bottom. However, when you click team and everything, there was a lot more to it. There was stuff like weapon upgrades and everything. And on to the next thing, I suppose, is actual gameplay when you were fighting and stuff. So I guess I'll have the current gameplay. So basically the original gameplay was there was 3 characters, and then there was a 4th one in the back, and usually that 4th one was actually a friend. That's right, the friend system was in the game where you could add other people as friends via their user ID, or just when you went to challenge a round, it would allow you to select a friend. And here's some gameplay right now. It allowed you to select a friend, and you would be able to take that friend into the battle and use that friend in the battle for yourself. However, there was only 4 total units that were on the field when it came to your team, and health bar was conjoined for your team, same with attack stats and everything else, instead of being separated by everyone else. And now let's compare it to the new one. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just challenge something real quickly and show that. We'll challenge the Gold Ward on A difficulty because that's just what seems to be, I don't know. It just seems what's possible to do right now. Also, another thing to take note on, I did play Invoke for a little bit pre-renewal just out of boredom, and I do remember S-rank stuff already being in the game. So there's stuff they have removed on the current version of the game that was in pre-renewal, but they removed it for a very, very good reason, and we'll get on into what they've removed later on in the video. So this is the current state. Everyone has separate HP, everyone has separate durability, everyone has separate attacks, everything, all their stuff is separated instead of conjoined. The only thing that was separate back then was AP and maybe units durability, and I didn't really see if there was a durability bar or anything. I think the little bar at the bottom that was yellow was durability bar, but it wasn't sectioned off. It was just like a chart. It looked kind of like the skill gauges charge. So another thing was the camera angles and everything changed. They changed the art style. The art style went from a 3D to kind of like a 2.5D sort of art style. And overall, I like the newer art style better. However, there was some really, really nice stuff. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and go on into that with being like skill attacks and everything and what skills would look like. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and awaken this Kaneki here. And I don't even know if awakening units existed back then. I'm sure they probably did. No, they had to have, because that one Arima was already known as an awakening unit before it released again. So anyway, I guess I'm going to go ahead and show you what a skill looks like currently, and then I'll have a random skill play of pre-renewal. I really should get a character that was already in when pre-renewal released, and not someone dope like Kaneki here. But I guess this is one of the better case scenarios of skills we have in this game versus what they used to look like. Overall, I really, really liked it. And then I guess the next thing I'm going to get into is like upgrades you could do to your characters and everything, and just some crazy stuff that was there. I don't have gameplay of all of that, unfortunately, because, well, I didn't happen to record it and I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet, but I will still discuss it. I think I can show you some of the material that was used for what I'm about to discuss. But I guess the next thing we're going into is how you would upgrade your characters and everything, and how that is current today. So back when you back during pre-renewal, before the game had its renewal update. If you don't know what renewal is, I probably should have explained this a whole 4 minutes ago. Renewal was basically an update they did to Invoke about like a year ago for Invoke. And basically what happened is it completely overhauled the game. It changed everything in the game, the UI, how characters worked, some of their skills, everything about the game changed. They removed some stuff, they left Kaku, and they left the gold. But besides that, they changed a lot of stuff. They kind of minimized it down because the game was into a state at which there was just so many crazy things that could happen in it. Like, I think someone was saying that one hit just like a normal attack was doing like 100 million damage from an Arima. Because of the amount of broken stuff in the game, they had a lot of really cool stuff and it was really ambitious, but from what I can tell, it just kind of broke the game. Some people claim it was the better version, but I understand why they removed some of it, but some of it should be coming back. As a matter of fact, story had already had like all its difficulties done for the original story and Tokyo Ghoul Re. They just hadn't had a Ray because, you know, Ray hadn't existed at all, but they had all the difficulties already. So now we're having the difficulties slowly return to the renewal version, aka just basically what Rebirth launched as. So basically, in the game right now, we have this thing called Kagane types, and it's like Rinka, Aku, and everything. Back in pre-renewal, you could like summon for weapons themselves. So you'd stick the weapon on your character and it would cause your character to do more damage. And the problem with that was, one, it was having to summon for the actual weapons your character used to get your character to do more damage. It was basically like sort of an equipment sort of thing. But the problem was, one, it was summonable. There was farmable options from what I heard. Once again, I don't have gameplay of this. Divine something or another on Discord was telling me about this quite a while ago, but I wanted to go ahead and do a little thing over the current version of Rebirth and Invoke to what used to exist. And basically there was like I guess I have gameplay of the summons for weapon mods. But anyway, I guess I'll go over what currently exists. So first of all, we have skills. That's a normal thing. You level up your characters using XP books. That used to be coffee cups in the original, or before pre-renewal. Let's go ahead and actually just go level up a character current version. And the only thing you're going to get to see when it comes to coffee cups, though, it worked kind of like this, except for, you know, the game was a lot different because, you know, the menus were completely different here. So right now you use books, so we can actually auto it. I don't even think you could auto select the coffee cups back then, but here are the books. These are what currently level up characters for us. This is Toru. She's a premium unit. She's part of the Quink squad, so, you know, I am going to level her up. That's how you level her up. As you can see, that's how stats work. We have a mastery system currently where you use stimulants or character dupes, and I do believe they still had that, but I think it was weird, like there was dots that would show instead of percentages, and I don't even know if they had stimulants at the time. But yeah, there was actual weapons, and they kind of actually look like this little icon does here. So I don't know if maybe one day we will actually have weapons return where we can summon for weapon attachments that will cause our characters to do more damage or what. But I do know stuff like S and SS rank missions will eventually be coming back to the game. As a matter of fact, we've already had some of the S missions come back to the game. And overall, I think a lot of the stuff in pre-renewal that was removed will eventually come back to the game. I can't talk too much in depth on it because I don't remember a lot of it, and I didn't play for that long. It was like a week of when I checked it out. I said, hey, I posted one video over it. I said, hey, I really hope this gets a global release. If it does, I'm going to play it, and lo and behold, look at the global release here now, but this is after renewal. So this is also the other thing I want to speak about, is weapon upgrades. That's what we currently have now for upgrading our characters. So you level up your characters, you can get their mastery up, and you can upgrade their weapons. With the pre-renewal update, there was leveling up. I do believe there was still mastery, but I think it was only by character dupes. Though I could be wrong, and they could have also had stimulants. They probably also had stimulants. And then there was also weapon attachments, which you could upgrade using these little materials. I do believe, because here's some gameplay right now of the video I did over this, where I got some drops where there was like a red drop, a blue drop, and everything else. And it looked like stuff you'd basically put into a weapon and increase the amount of like attack and defense that that weapon could do. I don't know if there just wasn't a cap to the amount that it could boost, or if it just had such a crazy multiplier that it just made them do way too much damage or what. But somehow it got out of control and just completely annihilated the game and completely broke it enough for them to just have a fresh start basically and call it renewal. So yeah, that's what renewal was. This is how the characters upgrades currently are. That's how it used to be. Now let's go on into summon. So this is the current summon menu, and I guess we're just gonna look at the main part here, and then I'll also have some previous gameplay right now that will go ahead and show you the old version of the summons menu, and then we'll go into an actual summon. And do I have a friend summon or something? Because I think I may have done a summon, and if I didn't, I did find a pre-renewal summon gameplay video. And there was one cool thing about summons. Basically, whenever you pulled a character, each character that you would summon had its own special little animation. So you would know, well, you'd get hyper because For one, there was a Wounded Kaneki, and basically it was like a white flower, and then a drop of blood would drop down. And at first it was just a white screen, so it really hype you up, because you're like, oh my god, who did I get? Because you know there was a video playing, it was someone either you didn't have before or was pretty special in general. So overall it was pretty cool. Now we don't have that, so it's kind of unfortunate that they removed that, but I understand not wanting to do that for every unit they release. But I don't know, I kind of wish we still had that. I don't know if that'll ever be added, probably not, but it was really cool. Also, if you take a look at the summon that I'm showing, that's just showing like all the summons that used to exist. There was weapon, like you see the weapon summons there. That's what I was talking about, weapon attachments. You could summon for weapon attachments. Really, really weird. If I have nothing else here, this is what a current summon looks like. And then after this is already done, I will also have video gameplay of what the old summons looked like. I think overall the folders and everything do look a heck of a lot better, but I do really miss the cool animations where if you pulled a hype unit, Tsukiyomi or someone, they'd get a nice animation. Now, were some of the animations really, really ugly? Yes, but it was still a really cool touch, and I don't see why they didn't do it in this. Like, it can't be gameplay affecting and it can't break the game, and having it, the only thing I can think of is they were just too lazy to do it, and it was just a lot of extra time for not that much, like 2 seconds of a little animation that you're gonna watch. But I still think it would have been a really cool thing to add to the game. I can understand why they didn't care to do so, but it was cool stuff when it existed. So I went ahead and covered someone, actually. I covered team... Oh, also, there was another thing called EX characters. Once again, I actually don't think I have any gameplay of this. I may be able to find a screenshot on a Discord chat, but I couldn't find any gameplay of this. But there were EX characters, basically, that you could unlock in the EX shop, I think it was called, and it was over here in the shop section. This is the current shop. Oh, my bad. This is the current shop that currently exists. I really wish I had gameplay of that. I wish I had a gameplay of a lot of it. So if any of you have some pre-renewal gameplay, whether it be EX shops or just anything, please let me know, because I would love, love, love to go more in depth with the pre-renewal stuff. Also, I will go ahead and leave a link down to a video that is just all of the pre-renewal animations for skills and everything. That's right, when skills would go off, they'd have their own little animated video play before actually doing damage. Did it look cool? Yes. Can I understand why they stopped doing that and why they changed it to just being a straight up quick little skill? I can understand it because it slows down gameplay when you have a little animated video play and then damage happen. If it does damage the instant the skill's off, you do get a lot faster gameplay and the game feels like a fast, quicker game. But I still thought it was really nice, once again. Also, here's the UI, once again, just here's a side-by-side, actually, of the UIs. There used to be, for some reason, a battery indicator. I have no idea why, but, you know, do you want the battery indicator? I don't know. I thought it was weird. Maybe kind of cool. Maybe if you just didn't feel like having to pull down on your phone and see what time it was. It'd have a time. I think it had time as well as a battery indicator. So, really strange. I don't know why I had that, but still. Also, I think Territory Wars was still a very large part of the game, but I don't think it was like the main part of the game. Also, raids were still in the game. Stuff like that was in there. But yeah, there was stuff like S and SS rank missions. And the reason why they were there was because probably the weapon attachments made you do so much damage. They needed something to combat that. But they ended up messing the game up really, really bad and just completely renewed it.